Progress.
Yeah, it's not just you. It is
made
you.
it.
You are the whole. I should have say enchilada, but I felt racist. Take it, Bobby.
Hey, it's the POS show with your hosts, Pat Oates and Bobby Tamburo. And joining us tonight, he's riding solo because he deserves a show all to himself. We can get E-Rock on another time. It's Manny Santiago.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
I was promised someone else on this, so I'm sorry.
No, but like no one knows that.
Well,
And you're like,
now they do.
now Bobby's like, don't worry, E-Rock. And then all the little compound people are like, oh, that would have been good. Now this isn't good.
I don't
Now
think
they have
gonna be
that's
great.
the concern we had to have to worry about.
You think all the compound guys like that, Bobby? Come on, man.
All
They
the
all just tuned out.
all the compound guys are going, is that the guy from the weed show that they didn't let talk enough? That's him. Yeah, thank God he's back.
We
I want to hear what he has to say.
That barely remembers he was on that show because of all those
the
substances that he took that night.
Is that from my favorite Disney show, Tranny Manny? Is that my new favorite?
Yeah, he's Handy Manny's brother, as his cousin.
I was gonna say you can't be a brother. He has to be whatever he wants to be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Bobby was like, should we get another guy on so we can do nothing but wrestling? Now listen, yes, do I want to talk wrestling with you? Of course I do, Manny. But I also know not everyone wants to hear that for an hour. So we'll get it out of the way. But Bobby, do you know anything about Hell in the Cell that happened this week?
Is that the thing I sent you the picture about yesterday, Manny? Did that happen at Hell in the Cell? The dude that tore his pec?
Oh yeah, with the pec. Yeah.
The dude, fuck you, the dude. Cody fucking Rhodes. You don't call him the dude.
Cody Rhodes, baby.
The legend now, the hero, better than his father at this point. I'm saying it because what happened Sunday.
The prima donna. I have to make this moment all about me, and potentially put the show at risk, guy. Talking about?
You're not wrong, Bobby. But him doing
I'm not saying whose tweets I'm quoting here, but it's one of you two guys.
Really?
Or Instagram. Or Instagram. No, it's you, man. It was your thoughts.
Oh, really?
Where you were like, I feel like he might be jeopardizing this match if he's not ready to go.
I mean, kind of. Like, it's that's just like the shitty Mark wrestling fan in me coming out saying like, oh, well, you're kind of making it about yourself and not really, like making it about the show itself. You know what I mean? So it's a little weird, but I get it.
For anyone that didn't watch it, because you date people and stuff. If anyone didn't watch it, like we did, Cody Rhodes was battling against Seth Rollins at the end of a Hell in a Cell match, and when there was reports all day that he had torn his pec like clean off the bone, and people didn't know if it was just a storyline or whatever it was going to be. But when he took his robe off, it was the biggest fucking birthmark. It was. There's no makeup that would have done that. It was insane, and he had like no ability in that arm and fought with one arm. Now, Bobby, I know what you're saying, but he's working with quite possibly one of the best workers in the world in Seth Rollins. If anyone's going to make it so he's going to look amazing and be safe, it's Seth Rollins. And the two of them, they were, I hate to use the term crippled because one really was, but they were both crippled and still put on an incredible fucking match. It was amazing what they did there. And to watch at the end, Cody Rhodes, literally at the end, you can watch, I watched again, he lips at the camera. He goes, I just couldn't do anymore. Literally just says that to himself because he went 25 fucking minutes.
Yeah, it was a 20+ minute match. So it's like, like you saw that arm, his arm all fucked up, and you're like, oh, this is probably going to be done in like 5 minutes tops.
There's going to be a stupid DQ so they can set it up once he's healed.
It was Hell in a Cell, so you can't.
Yeah, you can't. It's Hell in a Cell. There was no DQing. There was nothing. There's nothing you could do.
He just pulls out a gun. Goes, this isn't a part of the wrestling. Bang, 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 shoots in the air.
They pulled out everything but a gun. Like literally, it was everything.
The argument in like a no DQ match is, oh, well, why doesn't he just use a gun? It's like it's still a show, dude. Like you still.
It was in 2004, 2005. One of my favorite moments ever in wrestling is when the Big Show was once again being portrayed like this big, strong, crazy guy. Kurt Angle had a crew of other big guys with him. He had Luther Reigns and stuff like that. Yeah. And he didn't know how to stop him. So he pulled out a fucking tranquilizer rifle. And you look at this video, it's my favorite. And he shoots the Big Show like point blank range with a tranquilizer. Like, so it was the closest they ever got besides Pillman and Stone Cold with guns, but legitimately shooting someone on. Like, he had a gun. You're like, dude, you can't do this.
That's when wrestling was great. Make wrestling great again, dude.
Yes. Oh, and that's all it was about. Like that 2003 to 2006 was just either everyone's dating each other in storyline or everyone wants to fuck someone. Like that's the whole time Booker T and his wife were there, and Kurt Angle said, Charmel, he said, I want to have bestiality sex with your wife.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Kane and Lita, they were chanting dumpster slut. He was the bad guy. They got to keep leaking out the blood.
Kane raped Lita, remember that? And
then got his heart broken when she divorced him.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he
and then their baby got
aborted.
That was Triple H.
Triple H did
piss off Kane, right? Because it was like his bride or something.
Yeah, it was Katie Vick was a girl that Kane, I think he killed or something like that
by accident. They were supposed to go on a date, and it was in a car, like a prom thing or whatever.
The old Ted Kennedy defense.
Died. Yes, kind of.
He swam back home. Woke up 3 hours later, called a lawyer.
Triple H went to her funeral and fucking fucked her.
That's one's known to do.
He fucked her wearing Kane's mask too.
Yeah. Put the mask on. So in case she came back to life, she wasn't like a wrong guy, you know.
Yeah. She'd be like, "Oh no, it's just Kane. It's just Kane."
That was like the first deep fake ever.
I just fucked your dead bitch, and I wore your Kane mask.
But the best part, I was kind of upset because yes, the Cody Rhodes thing was amazing. Him going through all that, like the pain, the bruising. But Seth Rollins is one of my favorite performers in the world because he just does shit where you're like, fuck yeah. He came out first. If you know the whole story about Dusty Rhodes and the way he was treated by WWE or WWF at the time, and then what they put him through, they didn't treat him like a good wrestler. They made him wear polka dots and dance around with a fat black woman named Sapphire. That was his thing. So when
they made it work.
That sucked, but when a certain radio producer reenacted the bit years later on a show called Ron and Fez, it was pure gold. Shout out Eastside Dave. Check out the Dave Max Sports program.
And I'm sure that was great, but even Eastside Dave would have to say this was better. When Seth Rollins walked out, he had a full robe on. He takes it off, and he's wearing Dusty's polka dot outfit to wear it to wrestle Seth in his face going, fuck you. Your dad sucks. I'm wearing his outfit.
It's pretty. I don't think people are giving. That's another thing I didn't really like about the whole Cody thing is like people aren't giving Seth enough credit for. I mean, he's literally the only one that you could have been in a match with in WWE with that kind of injury and expect to like leave it like pretty cleanly. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, and also the only one that Cody came back to wrestling after 6 years being gone, saying be a star, and you have to trust that they can make him be this star or it's a huge failure. So he fights Seth Rollins 3 months in a goddamn row. Seth Rollins loses all 3 times, and he's so good, no one's gonna care because all these divas now are so afraid of losing in a fake scripted thing. Seth Rollins looks like a bigger superstar for being in all 3 of these things and going.
And they were all really good. All 3 of the matches were like considered like incredible. Some great WWE matches of the year. Like I'm sure they'll be on all of the top 10 lists at the end of the year or whatever. You know what I mean?
The WrestleMania one to me was more about the fucking that he was there. It was a great, but it was more surprise in that it was at WrestleMania. I think the best match was the second one, but the one I loved the most was the third.
Yeah. This is the one that everyone loves the most. And I think they should end it here, but it's WWE, so they're not. I mean, they already did
Monday.
Yeah, they already did that angle with Seth Rollins attacking him and stuff. So I'm pretty sure we're getting another one until
maybe not. I think that's the only way to get him off air. Because he is hurt and has to. Because Cody Rhodes' whole thing is he wants to become the champion. So he was saying, "I don't care. I'll rest 3 weeks, then I'll wrestle again in Money in the Bank."
Yeah.
And you're like, "What the fuck, dude?" So I think they had to have Seth come out and hit him with a sledgehammer, like, put this guy out of his misery, let him take a fucking nap, like his dad.
Yeah, it's also really funny with the whole Cody thing is like he's doing like a lot of like Triple H stuff. Do you know what I mean? Where like he's used the sledgehammer. He used the fucking pedigree. You know what I mean? Like he's doing all this stuff, and it was funny because like just like what 2 or 3 years ago, he took the sledgehammer to the fucking the Triple H throne at AEW. It's like now you're with WWE and you're doing all this like Triple H stuff. It's
but if you understand Cody, which I'm sure you do, there's a reason why for this. They're planting a seed.
He wants to be Triple H so badly.
That's it.
Well,
Yeah.
people say that, and that's what Triple H is going to say, because Triple H is now, even though he retired, he'll never be in the ring again, has come back full time behind the scenes. He definitely could come back as a manager. If you wanted to bring a Braun Breaker or someone up who could be this beast and have, or even do it with Ciampa if you were going to do it, and have somebody who could put on matches and have Triple H be his voice, and then say, you want to be me? This is the one who's me. You're not me. Or you could do it with Theory. You could do it with anyone if Triple H got behind him and still have that battle. Because once he beats Rollins, he's going to need to wrestle somebody for months before he gets to Roman at WrestleMania, because they're not going to do anything till WrestleMania with those two. They're going to wait.
You don't think they're going to do I think what's going to happen is for WrestleMania, I think Cody's going to somehow win the Money in the Bank. If he's in it, I think he's going to win it. And then at WrestleMania, the match is going to be like Roman versus The Rock, because they've been trying to get The Rock back. And especially this year, because they're doing WrestleMania Goes Hollywood again. So I think they're going to try and do Roman versus The Rock, and then Cody's going to cash in and turn it into like a triple threat or something like that. I don't know. That's just fantasy
because they want to they need to have the 2 days. That's the and then I promise everyone watching will stop doing wrestling after this. But
can I give you my prediction?
Let me do mine first, then you can do yours. Okay. Let me do mine first.
All right. Yeah.
I feel like and Sam Roberts said this on his podcast, but I felt the same way before. I think what they're going to do is Cody's going to win it. Cody's going to win Money in the Bank. And then that day on Monday, 4th of July, 2 days after, say, I'm cashing it in WrestleMania. I'm telling you right now, so give me 9 months to have other battles and feuds and all that. And I think in that time, the belt will split again. There'll be a time. So you can have Cody might fight Roman Reigns, but Roman might fight The Rock, and then you get another person at that point. It could be Randy Orton. That could be a great build afterwards. They do it. It could be Riddle at this point. They could do something else with Cody and still have him have another belt. But I think they could almost take the belt off Roman at that point. The Rock could cost Roman the belt, saying you aren't the guy, and then they could fight in a way where you don't need the belt on him anymore. But they're going to have Cody at one point win it. And I think the only way to do that is not have him beat Roman, because then now Cody has to be Roman. Like, they've put too much weight on one guy. They got to split it so other people can do shit.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that WWE wouldn't do that for like a Raw or like a SmackDown. I think they would save that, like, sort of his cash in, or like you said, like for.
Oh no, but he's not going to cash it. He's just going to say 2 days. So like, if he wins it, July 2nd is the Money in the Bank. So he wins the day. On Monday, 4th of July, when the world's watching Independence Day, your Mr. American Nightmare is going to come out and go, I'm cashing this in, and they're all going to cheers like on WrestleMania. So I'm handing it to you now. I want whoever's the champion to know that you'll be fighting me at WrestleMania. So it could be The Rock versus Roman, and Cody's automatically in, because no matter what, he's doing it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's what I'm going to do, because he hinted at that. He actually said in that commercial when they first did Money in the Bank, when they were going to have it in the bigger place, he said the winner goes to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I remember that.
Went for the belt. So like, that's not a thing. So I think they're kind of like pushing it that regard. And now we can talk about dicks and stuff.
What?
All right, Bobby, what's your thing?
So I think Cody, right? He tore his pec. He's not going to be able to work out as much now, right? He's going to go through what's known as rhinoplasty, where the estrogen builds up in your body and you grow tits, right?
Yep.
And then he's going to go wrestle in, wait for it, the women's division. He's going to work his way up through the women's ranks, claim the belt, challenge. Who did he just wrestle against?
Seth Rollins.
To challenge Seth Rollins for the Intergender Continental Championship.
Well, why wouldn't he just fight Seth Rollins' wife, who's one of the best wrestlers in the world?
Because he's already beat her. How do you think? What do you think is going to be the Mon Dupont of that moment? I don't know what that word is. I don't know. What's the French word?
That should be his new wrestling name. Instead of Cody
Rhodes,
what's
going to be the thing that leads to? What's going to be the penultimate battle? It's him murdering Rollins' wife in a match, and then they're going to go head-to-head for the Intercontinental Championship. Well, you haven't seen him with his fantastic new tits, Pat. He's got tons of new moves.
He'd have
Who interrupts? But it's Andy Kaufman. He's not really dead. He goes, You've been ripping off my bits. This is the payoff that's been 30 years in the making. He hits somebody with a chair, and he finally gets the Intercontinental Intergender Championship that he's been seeking for all these years.
My only problem with that whole storyline, Bobby, is that would mean that Jerry Lawler would have to be back on TV, and that would piss me off.
He was just on TV, wasn't he? Like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they keep breaking him out.
I am from Hollywood. Okay? You're from Memphis, Tennessee.
I want Andy Kaufman against Pat McAfee. I want that fucking match next year.
Oh shit, yeah.
For some reason, I just feel like Kaufman keeps trying to put his finger in his butt.
Oh my! Look at that.
Oh shit!
Lunch
I
box.
have the money in the bank, dude.
And I'm gonna cash it in
Money in the bank.
right now, Pat.
I like
I
when
just show up on Pat's screen.
Yeah, dude, that'd be the coolest thing ever. It's Mike. Mike's coming. He hits him with a chair.
when
Youngblood drops off
Edge
the
first
Raptors.
won it, they didn't have the cool the cool money back briefcase yet. It was just a
It was just a
regular briefcase
suitcase.
that he walked
Yeah.
around with. And it supposedly had a brick in it at all times.
Yeah.
It's the same time. Edge had that and Kane's wife at the same time. That was a good color. But Bobby, I know. Did you look up that story, or do I have to look it up?
I can look it up. I have. It
I
on my
think
phone
you
here.
brought up a story
Yeah.
that I want to talk about, but I this never happens. I'm so excited about you telling me about this story that I want you to read it so I can react, because this has everything I love in it.
I can't
Everything.
wait.
Yes. Manny, I think you're the perfect person for this as well. I think this story will make you very happy.
Deputies searching for Special Olympics delegates missing from Kissimmee.
They're missing. It's the Special
Deputies-
Olympics, and 6 of them are missing.
Deputies in Osceola
What
County.
special are they? Like, do they say that?
They're not
said
dyslexic.
They didn't.
They're Haitian.
Just Haitian?
Yeah, that's it.
That is the only thing they listed.
That's real, though, right? They're Haitian, right?
Basically, this is the story. Deputies in this county are looking for 6 participants in the Special Olympics
In Florida,
USA
right?
Games who went missing from Kissimmee. I'm assuming that's Florida, right?
Yeah.
They were last seen at 710 South Victory Way on Monday around 2:30 p.m. According to the sheriff's office, a team of Haitian soccer athletes turned in their room keys but left behind all their luggage and personal items.
Imagine taking a retarded Haitian header in a soccer game. Dude, that would be the best thing you ever had.
So
They're just carrying the ball. They're not even kicking it.
Eating it. Like, they don't
it then lists the athletes with like their height, weight, and a picture. And then the
Ooh,
last
But it
line.
doesn't give any any of their disabilities. Like,
It does
Have
not.
you seen me?
The last line is just call the sheriff's office if you see anyone from this group. Do not engage.
What?
Dude, I never do.
Oh, because they're off their meds.
Dude, it's 6 angry Haitians who are just confused in
6
Florida.
angry, retarded Haitians.
Yeah, that they cannot control. They're like, I
That's
don't know if you guys
terrifying.
know history, but there's a reason they're separate from the Dominican Republic, so run.
Yeah.
You know how many Haitians get brought here on a boat to Florida, but not to
Yeah,
play
but-
soccer?
How many retarded ones do, Pat?
Oh, so many.
Okay.
How do you know if they're not? They're so malnourished. They've got to be a little retarded.
Okay, let me say this. None of the gentlemen in this picture look malnourished. It looks like the Haitians may have sent their real Olympic team.
Okay,
it
but
is-
they
Bobby,
have
if you
that.
had to describe them, what would you describe them as?
I would describe them as Antoine is 32. He's bald.
32.
It doesn't give his
They can
height
be
or weight.
old? I thought they were young Special Olympians. They're just anything?
There's 18 to 32 is the age range here.
Damn.
Honestly,
Is there a hot one?
Top
Yeah,
right's
like
pretty
a-
hot. He's got a man bun. He's 19. Peter Mijanovic Berlus.
What?
Although he does look like he has the most affected
it.
face. The most affected face, we'll say. He looks like he carries.
I like how you PG'd that,
phenotype.
Bobby.
My mom's a geneticist, so we're really skating on thin ice here. She gets really mad when I use that. R
But
word.
Bobby, the reason why they look like they're well fed is because of that, like that Ethiopian gas belly thing, where they're eating so little that their body just bloats.
It's also because
I get that.
they're all in suits, so it's hard to ever see like a super
Suits?
emaciated person in a suit. Yeah.
Like,
My
wait,
favorite
like
one though is Stevenson Jackwit, who spells his name Steeeven. Son.
Now, do you think he chose that name? Like,
I think that's why he's in the Olympics. They're like, you dude, that's not how you spell your name.
you don't even know how to spell Stevenson. There's one E, there's 2 E's, and they go before and after the V.
well, that usually happens. Like some Catholic priest goes to Haiti and just names them.
Why's it got to be the Catholics, Pat?
Because
We're
that's
always
who
on this podcast defaming the good old Catholic Church.
Did I
We've done
defame
a lot
them?
of good
Did I
too.
say he molested them? No,
You
I
implied
just said
the
he
way you
named
said
them.
Catholic.
Yeah, it's the
Right.
It was implied as soon as he said Catholic.
That's you guys doing that.
They were molested.
I said calf, not just lick.
So who's the piece of shit in this story?
Haitians.
Is it the Haitian athletes for trying to escape?
All the entire country of Haiti.
Yeah, that's it.
Because, like, honestly, I have a friend who, maybe you guys know the answer to this. Does everybody get a gold medal?
And what?
The
No.
Special Olympics.
Special Olympics.
No.
Okay.
I don't think
Well,
they get
silver.
Then
gold.
I am good
Yeah.
friends with the greatest Special Olympic bocce athlete of all time, Zach Hicks. My man just cleans up golds. But he'll be honest with you, the Special Olympics is like the peak of his year. It's just sadness the rest of the year. Like,
Yeah,
it's
he's
all about that.
retarded.
So now you're talking about now you have to go back to Haiti on
Are
top
you
of it.
shocked? He's retarded.
Now
They talk
you
about
have to
that.
go
They have
back.
the best lives.
Now you have to go back to Haiti.
They have good
So
lives.
like you're treated literally like a king for a week in
the
this
king
country.
of retarded.
No, they're just treated like kings, dude.
No, their king is treated like king.
No, I'm
I'm
talking
pretty-
about when
yeah,
they
and
come to
also-
America. Now they're told you have to go home. Can you blame them for running away? Is it the Special Olympics? If they're truly special, why is nobody watching them?
People are, but like their handlers. And
Or is
stuff.
it the sheriff's
There's
office?
6 Haitians to watch.
Or is it the sheriff's office who put out the same press release they did when all the local zoo animals escaped and just changed it to Haitians? Like, if you see these Haitians, call us. Don't
Oh,
engage.
damn.
Like, it was really like, these are just animals. Stay away from them.
They just replaced gorillas with Haitians.
Yeah,
That's fucking
essentially,
racist,
dude.
too.
Yeah, like. So, Pat, we'll kick it to you first. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Or is it me for finding so much amusement of just like, it's literally the A-Team, the movie The A-Team, where the psychiatric hospital's on vacation. I hope they turn up at Disney World, like on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, being actual pirates.
Oh, I hope one of them is just yelling, "I'm the captain now," over and over.
Dude, that'd be great. We found them. Yep, yes, it is. It's a small world. You nailed it.
You're not the piece of shit. You brought this joyous story to me. You actually were like, you obviously know this news story, and I didn't. You were a little disappointed. I was watching a movie, and I was like, God damn it. I usually have a thing on my phone that notifies me when
Yeah.
retards are in trouble.
When
I
Haitians
was like, God damn it.
Special Olympics.
It's like an Amber Alert, but for Special Olympics.
It's a
Haitians.
Corky alert. It just every time someone started, it just pops up. It goes, "Ah," and that's it. My phone does that over and over. It's not you. It's not the Special Olympics. Listen, we've all had tough jobs. Imagine your job is you have to find the best retards throughout the world and then book them and then get them to go to one place. And by the way, know what it is? It's Kissimmee, Florida, or any place that every year is like, hey, we want to bid for the regular Olympics. So like, dude, you have like $13. I can get you like a TJ Maxx version of the Olympics if you'd like. And they're like a couple of stitches off. They're like, all right, sure. Because if you're thinking we'll do it, like Bobby said, are people going to watch it? Will this bring revenue to our town? No, it will not. Ice cream sales might be up and sweatpants sales might be up. But besides that, the tourist thing's not going to be good. You don't want to be that hotel. You don't want to be the
All I can
Hilton.
say, Pat,
That's
is
facts.
I pray to whatever God you believe in that one day you aren't on the bocce court and Zach Hicks doesn't show up having heard this. Because, man, he will wipe that bocce court with you. That son of
You
a
think?
Okay, so all these factors have to happen, Bobby. I have to worry about your friend, Captain Retard, watching this podcast or finding out. B,
okay, let me-
remembering and being able to figure out it's me. Because, they're really good at knowing stuff. And then C, I'm going to have to be in a scenario where, like, I guess I'm like, an old Anthony Bourdain, where instead of eating, I play sports with tards on a show.
Not,
I
not
couldn't
just
imagine.
sports. You play bocce.
Let me
Yeah, not even a good sport.
let me
Like,
address
not
all
tennis,
3 points.
It's bocce. It's fucking.
One,
And by the way, how would I pick him out? Because if he plays bocce, he's gonna look like every Italian anyway, a giant forehead and racist. So it doesn't fucking matter.
let me say this. Zach Hicks, big fan of mine. Loves the POS show. He's probably one of our 50 viewers a week. I would not put it past him. 2,
Well,
Zach
maybe you
does
should
not
put the
forget.
phone down, Zach, and work harder on your bocce game and try playing people that aren't retarded.
2, Zach does not forget. Zach was the water boy for our football team. And my
Of
junior
course
year,
he was.
my junior year, the
That's
mascot
the only
from Hershey
position he could
Bumpkin.
play, right?
You didn't have to say that. We didn't think he was quarterback.
He's bringing
Yeah, he was
water
like-
out to the field
He
at
was in the
halftime.
football team. He was either the mascot or the water boy. That's it.
This is
He was
Or the
the
equipment
let me,
manager.
let me just share my Zach story. He brings water out at halftime to the players on the field, right? He gets bumped by Hershey's mascot. Manny, you're from the area. What's the Hershey mascot?
The Trojans.
Right. And so the
What?
next year, a year
They're
later,
a box of condoms.
a year later, Zach pulls me aside at the game before my senior year and goes, I'm going to get the mascot. And I go, what does that mean? He goes, don't worry about it. 5 minutes into the game, there's a big announcement. Zach, please give back the Trojan sword because he stole the actual replica sword from the guy and was running
Oh,
around
yeah.
the stadium hitting him with it. It was the greatest moment I've ever seen in football. We won the game, but we had already won because Zach stole the sword.
Yeah, you all got to watch a mentally handicapped guy steal a sword from a mascot and hit him. Wow, Bobby, you're really progressive. Laughing at the mentally handicapped kid.
No, we were laughing at the kid
Real-
who couldn't fight off the mentally handicapped kid, Manny. We were bullying.
Manny, you
Bobby.
heard
Bullying.
that story all wrong, Manny. What Bobby
Come
was
on,
saying
Bobby.
is that this Zach guy looked at Bobby and said, "One of us," and confided in him.
yeah, dude. He pulled me aside. I was like, I got this, dude.
He's like,
Don't
"Listen,
worry."
you're the other retard on the team, right?" He's like, "Yeah."
Fair enough, dude.
Zach, I hope you play with your balls better than anybody. If you're watching us, thanks for being the 31st watcher. We really appreciate it. Way to go. People say we don't get athletes and stars watching. I'm kidding. You know what? Maybe Zach and I will get together like Dog the Bounty Hunter and his wife, and we'll search and try to find those 5 missing Haitian tards all over Kiss.
6. There's
No,
6, right?
we're only gonna get 5.
Oh, the last one is it's to the wolves already. It's not even...
No, he's the captain of the Pirates of the Caribbean. We can't get him back now.
And believe me, there's a very obvious "how would you find 6 retarded people in Florida" joke there.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, do
just
you
go
think
to
they
the
just
Hooters.
sent the wrong 6 Haitians on the airplane?
You say go to the Hooters.
Yeah, that's where that's one thing. The one thing I know about like retarded people is they love fucking just like hot bitches
Oh,
or
they
Hooters
do.
bitches.
That Shane Gillis joke is awesome. It's
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, but it's so true. They do love it. Well, who
Yeah, they
doesn't love
love
hot
tits.
bitches? It's not just them. It's like- But
Yeah.
they we can all at least like kind of turn our head away and pretend like, no, I'm not looking. But they're like,
Nah.
They're like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do about it? You gonna yell at somebody with my
You're
condition?
gonna yell at the retarded kid for looking at your titties?
wait, I guess I should ask this question. I didn't even think of this. I don't know if you have it in the story. A soccer team has way more than 6 people.
Yeah.
So who was watching half the team?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think they ended up with the wrong other 6 dudes on the airplane?
They've got like 6
Wait.
Pelés.
How long? How long were they missing for? Are they
Well,
still
The
missing?
story came out Monday, so it's about 24 hours now.
Oh, they're still missing.
Yeah.
Damn,
This
dude.
might
I'd be
not have
so
the
mad
happy
if I
ending.
got a milk carton and they were on the side. like-
Just all 6 of
God
them.
damn it.
Like,
You know
this
this
milk's
milk's
gotta be
definitely gonna be
old.
spoiled.
Oh shit! Someone better find those Haitians. Wow. They had a. Do you think it was like a you were talking
Dude.
about the dude that like sort of was corralled all these people together for this team? Do you think it
Yeah,
was
the
kind of
Wrangler.
like a cool running situation where they had a
Yes.
John Candy who had to go to this impoverished country and be like, I need 6 of your very best but very missing chromosomed soccer stars.
It is funny because the only thing that can draw retarded people to anything is candy. So it's like-
Should we call
Candy
the
and
sheriff's
tits.
office and just give bad tips?
Yeah.
Like free the
What was
Haitians?
the
What's your
tip?
first tip? Yeah.
I saw them at the Miami airport. They were getting on a flight to Connecticut, Greenwich.
Greenwich.
You just start getting really like racist with it. It's like, yeah, I mean, the dude made my sandwich. He made my fucking Cuban the other day. I think you should. I think he was one of those soccer guys that went missing. I don't know. He looked a little special, if you ask me.
If I was Juicy Smollier, this is where I would come back into Florida and I'd be like, I just got attacked by 6 Haitian retarded guys.
They're good
They
at
went
what
missing.
do.
I don't know where they went.
I don't know where they are. They're all wearing MAGA hats.
But they were definitely retarded.
They weren't wearing MAGA hats, but they kept saying MAGA or like MAGA or something at least.
No, but you could
I
have fun
hope
with
they
it and be
find
like,
them.
hey, have you guys checked the ball pit on Victory Ave at the McDonald's? There are 6 large African, Caribbean, I don't know what they're called, but looks like it could be your type. And just, you can send them anywhere. I don't know. I
They
thought that was
found
gonna
them.
go
They're
somewhere it
all
didn't.
greeting at the same Walmart right now in Florida. They just got gravitated to like their calling.
Do you think they got instantly recruited to a gang? Like if
What
you
gang?
see
What kind of gang?
like any gang in Florida, like if you just see a 6'2" jacked Haitian dude who you can get to do whatever you want on the basis of ice cream, like that is your ideal gang member, right?
Honestly, though, yeah, that sounds, and it's also, especially if they were like, the kind of special where they got like stronger too. Do you know what I mean? Like they
a
get
certain
that.
group gets that special strength. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like the special strength.
I don't know
would
about
definitely
gangs,
make a gang
Bobby.
of them.
Bobby, I don't know about gangs, but I'm pretty sure I can't wait for their movie to come out with Riley Reid. Like
Standing around the
yeah,
couch.
yeah, just a white girl takes 5 black
gonna be the
angry
fucking
Asian
Kissimmee
cocks because the
Police
6
Department.
guys holding the camera.
Please stop sending us the Riley Reid meme. It was funny the first time.
It's actually Piper Perry.
Piper
but,
Perry,
you
good
know,
call, good call.
That's
No, Riley
what
Reid has
airs.
one too, where she's kind of like
Does she really?
it's not as good as the Piper Perry one, but Riley Reid has one as well, where she's like they play that meme, but not as good as the Piper Perry one. But either way, I could definitely see that porn's the only thing that could turn this into a movie I'd watch, because like if Hulu does it, it's gonna be empowering. I don't
Honestly,
need that.
though, I don't know. I feel like I'd still watch it if it came on like Hulu or something, but it was still, Riley Reid was still in it.
Yeah, I need the porn
Cuba
star.
Gooding Jr.
She wasn't
Pew.
junior.
What?
Was Riley Reid and she wasn't? She was way too young for that, right?
No, I was saying it
Or
was
did I miss
Cuba
something?
Gooding, and then I was going into
okay.
reprising his role as Radio.
I'm
That's what I was getting at.
sorry.
No, it's
I
all
completely
good.
stepped on that one,
No,
Bobby.
it's all good.
Oh, I got confused too.
Who's the piece of
I was like,
shit?
wait a minute, what?
Riley Reid, to tie it back to wrestling, she has a Seth Rollins tattoo on her back.
Yes.
That's why I always call the Seth Rollins.
If
tattoo
anyone
Riley
looks that
Reid.
up now for her tattoo, and
we did an episode of False Count Anywhere where we compared the two tattoos. Riley Reid's is actually better than Seth Rollins.
yes. Well, and Batista has the same tattoo as most porn stars have on their asshole on his belly button. So it
Oh
works
yeah.
out. But okay, so Bobby, as of right now, they're not safe. They're missing. Did they have the match?
I don't know. You don't think they kill them like they do in like Iraq when they don't win gold, do you?
When they get back?
Okay.
I
They
mean-
wouldn't have done it in Florida.
But that's
All right.
just for being retarded. That's not for.
Manny, who's the piece of shit? We didn't get it. Your answer.
I don't know. I'd say whoever was their handler at that time. I mean, so you should be better at keeping watch at. I feel like that's how do you lose 6 giant like black Haitian dudes? You know what I mean?
You know that group in particular is not going to be quiet. They're going to
Yeah,
be making a
also
lot
that.
of noise wherever they go.
Yeah. Not only are they Haitian, but they're
They're what we call the ideal, the perfect storm, if you will.
oh man, that's the
Okay,
worst.
so
Yeah.
obviously, if you're doing, but see, man, if you're doing that, it's volunteer. You're not getting paid to be a handler. So therefore, they're not really going to do background checks. Now, if you were a Klan member, this could be a gig for you. Or like, yeah, I'll take them.
I'll keep an eye on them.
That's a movie I'd watch. A Klan member tries to kill 6 Haitians that are in the Special Olympics, and they turn on him.
No,
Just them going
but then
fucking ham.
But then they start to be adorable when he's going to kill
Yeah.
them, and he
And it
realizes they can
softens his
sing,
heart.
and they turn into like a singing group, and he becomes their manager.
Yeah. And then he finds out that he loves them. He's you know what I mean? That the real
Migos
real
story.
enemy. Yeah. It was the friends we made along the way type of situation, the real
Starring
memories.
Migos and Clint Eastwood. I would watch that
Oh my
movie.
god, it's perfect.
Every interview is just how many times it's Quavo going, more than we could count.
You ever see that the interview with the Migos and I think it was like what's that Complex show, Everyday Struggle, and it was like before, it was like a while ago. It was before like an award show or something, and DJ Academics is like, so whichever one was left off Bad and Bougie, he was like, "So how did you feel off being left out of Bad and Bougie?" And he's like, "What the fuck you mean I left off Bad and Bougie?" But the way he says it, it sounds like just like a word that he's saying, and like they don't understand him. And then Joe Budden just was like, "Fuck this," and he gets up and walks out. And all three of the Migos like stand up like they're gonna fight him, but they're dressed in like fucking Gucci, like like silk shirts and stuff. It looks like the fucking in Chappelle Show where they played the basketball game with Prince's team.
Yeah, that's
It was like
hilarious.
them standing up to fight. It was so funny.
Oh. Pat, the Migos are 3 rappers.
How dare you? How dare you? I
That's
know
still the
everything.
Compound
I know
family,
everything. How dare you? I can talk anime better than you. I can talk all that. I have a son who's into all that shit. I know all that shit.
Manny, what would you call
And
Pat's
I
son
live in
being really
I live in a
into
ghetto
Migos?
town. You don't think I see the chips with Migos on them all the time on the ground?
That is a
Rap
ghetto town.
snacks? Oh
That
my
is a
God.
ghetto town.
Yep. I walked by it the other day. There was 2 different bags empty with the Migos on the chips.
That's how I
Oh,
know
yeah,
I'm on the
dude.
wrong half of 2nd Avenue when I see rapper chips in the store.
That's how I know I'm home. I'm as black as they come. Are you kidding me?
Oh, fuck, they got the yin yangs in here. Run.
Hell yeah, dude. They got the Cardi B, the fucking Cardi B rap snacks. Bro, you ever have rap snacks?
I have.
Amazing.
I have.
I have not, but I've seen them all in stores around here.
Yeah.
One time I wanted to be an intern for a podcast known as Fire in the Hole with Jimmy Martinez and G Baby, and they're like, "Yeah, come out for the first day of your internship," and it was us just driving Jimmy around to various stores so he could shoplift different rap snacks
Nice.
for the day.
Why is that the thing he chose to shoplift?
It was just what he was in the mood for. Then we went back to
Because
his
no one
apartment,
cares
He's
if you
gonna be-
steal them.
played a game
Yeah,
of 2K.
these are gonna be worth something someday.
He's like, "Yeah, we're not gonna record this week."
Yeah, when I go to the stores in my neighborhood, they just give me Pringles because they're like, "Oh, it's the white guy. He can have them for free. We have to get him out."
They give you Pringles and a loose cigarette.
Yeah,
They're
they're,
just
they're like, "Well, you're on the front of both."
Sorry, Pat, we're all out of peanuts.
Well, you say penis, and then me and 3 black guys in suits get up because they didn't understand me. We try to fight.
Yeah. I think this white guy's gay. Beat him
Bob-
up.
Bobby, who's the piece of shit in your Haitian store?
It's probably me. I should have told you guys they weren't found yet, but before I made all the jokes.
Oh,
about
I had a
the
feeling they
smuggled
weren't
and
found.
everything. No,
That's crazy that they
it's
weren't
definitely the
found.
Special Olympics. Like, in all seriousness, it's to celebrate those people. Like, you should make sure they're taken care of the whole time.
Is
What do you
that
mean-
really to
What do you mean celebrating
them,
those
do you
people? It's to
think?
watch athletes battle.
Yeah.
Is it really to watch athletes battle? Pat?
No, I'm being an asshole.
Okay. I think there's
not
I think
seen the
there's one
show?
reason. Yeah, I think there's one reason people won't tune into the Special Olympics, and it's not to see an athletic competition. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know, man. I saw an 11-year-old who was running yesterday, and then he took his hat off and got a speed boost. It's the cutest thing I've seen.
Was it cute or was it hilarious?
It was more cute than hilarious. He wasn't super touched, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't smoke weed anymore.
anymore.
I did. I would smoke and then go watch the Special Olympics live.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Something you could
I gotta
tailgate the Special Olympics. Do they do that? Do you think?
Hang on, I just got a much better idea than this podcast, so I'm gonna go smoke weed and watch the end of the Special Olympics. We can record tomorrow.
All right, me and Pat will finish talking about wrestling.
What?
Exactly. Well,
What's
I
the
mean,
sport? What's
real
the sport
difference
you'd
there?
watch the most, Bobby?
Me?
Being serious, retarded athletes, retarded, not dyslexic, not crippled legs, Down syndrome, but athletic. What's the one sport you'd want to see them battle at for real?
Either gymnastics or MMA fighting.
Why gymnastics? And is MMA fighting involved in Special Olympics? I don't think so.
Oh, I hope it is. Oh my god.
I mean, they do judo and karate, but I don't think they do
There was
MMA.
one Down syndrome.
That's
fighter.
literally like bum fights, but with special
Yeah.
needs kids.
There was a fighter. He was sanctioned, and then Florida at the last second was like, "If you put on this fight, we'll never give you a license to the promoter," and they had to pull it. And the kid was
For
like
real?
devastated. Yeah, he was like crying. His dad was like, "This is kind of what keeps him going. Like he trains, he gets up, he has a regimen, he keeps a diet." And
Bobby, you
Yeah.
just solved the case. Florida, you said, right?
Oh fuck.
That kid was mad they wouldn't let him battle, so he's going to ruin the Special Olympics. And he stole those 6 Haitian retarded guys.
Oh shit! He was
You're the
like,
best
"Hey
cop
guys."
of all times.
They're the new fucking Diaz brothers of the UFC. It's just him and the other Haitians. I ain't
He's
the
like,
prize,
let me-
motherfucker.
It's like, let me put your talents to good use. You guys are playing soccer? No, you guys should be fucking fighters, dude.
It just is the Diaz brothers. That's the guy who was supposed to fight.
The name of their school is the Graceries.
Oh, God damn it.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the time. I did it too early, Bobby. I got to end every show on a retarded pun. I fucked up. So, I don't know. I hope they find them, but I also hope.
Unless
hope
if
they
they
don't
truly
find
got
them.
freedom. If
Yeah.
they're free and happy, I hope they stay
Yeah.
running in the wind.
They live in Little Haiti. They changed Little Haiti to fucking.
Little Cubanos,
I'm not gonna say
Little
it.
Haiti.
I feel like, yeah. I feel
Little
like-
hate re.
That's what I was going for, but I feel like I hit my retard quota saying that for the day.
I hope there's an app on your phone for a retard
It
quota.
counts.
And
Yeah,
it
it's
just
like, it
goes,
counts.
you've hit your limit, Pat. It's 9 a.m. I woke up at 8:45. I know, but you hit your limit.
Damn, I said it 183 times already.
I gotta extend that limit.
All right, for everyone that's mad at both wrestling and retard talk, I will switch this topic. All right.
Yeah. Hey, we're allowed to say retard. We're wrestling fans, you know.
I was gonna say it is kind of their main demographic.
And I'm retarded on my father's side. So,
Also,
Yep.
my favorite video that ever exists on the internet is the kid doing the Stone Cold impression at the birthday party.
Oh, with the glass
With the
bottles.
2 glass bottles.
So
No.
I love how mad the parents get at the person that gave him the bottles. They don't get mad at him. They get mad. They're like, why would you give him that?
yeah, you don't get mad at the 6 Haitians for missing. You get mad at the Wrangler for fucking losing them. You don't get mad at tards. They can't help it. They're just tards.
Don't stop saying retard. It's wrestling fan. You can't say replace retard with wrestling fan.
Wait, how many Kardashians are there?
5.
Oh, we got it. The Tardashians. If we take the 5 of them,
God.
do the Tardashians. That's not a show yet. How is it not a show?
I'll be right back.
Don't you dare besmirch those women's names, Pat. I
No,
love
I'm not
those.
besmirching
fucking
them. What I'm
sluts.
saying is you can take advantage of their popularity by just changing one letter, and then people would watch that show. And
Dude,
if-
that would be
what?
that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
If it was the Kardashians, but they were all just like mentally challenged.
That's it. And then it's not on the E network; it's on the Re network. And it's got the whole show down.
That's it. That's it right there, Pat.
I like how Bobby had to
Nailed
go
it.
and jerk off. He's like, "Oh man, this has become too hot. I can't do
He's
it."
like, they're talking about retarded Kardashians? Yes, I gotta go.
Imagine the size of their butts.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh,
Imagine the size of
retarded.
those foreheads.
The Tardashians on the Re network, Bobby. We're in. That's our new thing.
That's great. That's fucking
Well, folks,
fucking-
that's
you
been the
better copyright
POS
that.
show this week. It's not going to get better than that.
Hey, it turns out we're all the pieces of shit, guys.
Except
I
for
like
Manny.
better yesterday's show where like we got into a weird little talk. So Bobby goes, "This is the Patreon, right?" Like, "Oh yeah, tomorrow's show will definitely be on YouTube." We might be putting out yesterday's show.
Oh, you mean to tell me this isn't going out on YouTube?
Oh, I
yeah,
think,
YouTube's not
Bobby,
gonna
I
hear us
think they
talk about
both
re-
are going up at this point now.
Yeah, I mean, it's pick your poison.
Well, okay, what's worse for cancellation wise? Retard fun or school shooting jokes?
Well, the school shooting
Depends.
jokes were also.
Retard
You're
jokes.
right. They were retarded. I forgot. They were retarded.
That was the premise.
Damn, you guys were wilding out yesterday, huh? Shit.
Just how
I
funny
should've
would it
been on
be if they were
yesterday.
like, "Oh God, Billy brought a gun into school," and then like the resource officer runs down there like, "Was there shooting?" And Billy brought a squirt gun. We're trying to keep it on the DL.
Or
The
it's one of
school
those.
shootings at the end though. We had good talks too.
It's one of those pop guns. You know, you ever see those pop guns? He's just walking down the hallway. You just hear it popping off, and it's just like, oh, is there a shooter?
He's just got a
Nothing weird.
slingshot.
All the kids have to play along with him. Oh, you got me! Ah.
I got you. I got you. He's yelling,
You're
"Tag,
dead.
you're it," as he's blasting their heads off.
You're dead. You can't move now. You're dead.
No.
Ali Ali oxygen free. Just fucking blast. Red Rover. Red Rover.
Oh God.
Call this retard over. I'm sorry, not retard. Whatever. What's the word?
Wrestling fan.
Wrestling fan. Retarded American. It's a retard X. You're supposed to say.
Listen, I know a lot of guys from the South. That's what they call Malcolm X. If you're a Down syndrome pirate, where's your treasure? I'm the retard X.
Oh my god!
And also, in my search engine of Pornhub, always retard X.
It's retard XXX.
Or yes, that's you spell her name, Ray Tarded with 3 X's, so you can tell.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, should I switch the topic?
Sure. I do have another bit or another story before we get out of here, though.
Oh, you go ahead, then I'll close with this. That's fine.
I feel like let's close with mine. Let's go do yours next.
All right.
Maybe change the pace a little bit.
You know what, Bobby? Should I read a story or should I do the story I was supposed to do yesterday and we never got to?
Manny, what would you prefer? A red story or the story Pat was supposed to do yesterday that involves
a
comedian?
I'm not going to let Manny choose because I think Manny will be a better insight to the story because it was about comedy show. So I think it'll be better insight.
Yeah, hit that one. Sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Sorry, Manny.
Okay, so
we should have done production by now. Well,
no,
you should be
Manny,
used to that.
I think that your insight is going to be great on this story. And the other one, you'd still be funny, but I think you'll be better on this.
You call me stupid, Pat? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Read the story.
Yes, I am.
Fuck you.
For your stupid tweets about Cody Rhodes, you bitch. Anyway, so...
Well, they're not tweets, you dumbass. They're fucking posts.
I wouldn't know. I'm not on Twitter. Bobby just said some dumb shit. Okay, so the other day I did a comedy show for a rapper who passed away a year ago. He was a guest on our show before. His name was the Red Baron. He was a local Connecticut guy. Great dude. It was a big hit to the rapping community. He was on our podcast a couple times. Super supportive. One of those guys that met you once, would message you 1,000 times. He loved comedy. He just loved entertainment. He was a great guy. So because the other rappers and his DJ didn't really know many of the comedians he knew, when they did a big show for him in the 1-year anniversary of him passing away, they wanted to combine comedy because he loved comedy with rappers being there as well. So they had reached out to the couple people he knew. And basically he knew me and then 5 guys who have done like a limit of 4 shows their whole life.
That's always good.
I know. I mean, some of them have done a little bit. I'm not trying to shit on them. I'm just saying, other words, they hit me up and said, would you really do it? I said, sure. And they're like, oh, that's great. Whatever. So right away found out the way they're going to do this comedy first, obviously, and then rap after, because it makes more sense. We're not going to follow music. Like Shane Gillis said, music is so much better than comedy. It's not funny.
It's so much more interesting to fucking watch.
Incredible to watch. It takes over the whole room. The energy is too much. But most of the people that were there knew him as a rapper or were rappers, so they were there to go on after anyway, so it makes more sense. So I'm hosting this show and headlining this show and doing the in-between. So like I'm doing 15 up front. A guy does 5-6 minutes. I do 2 or 3 minutes. That keeps going till like there was like 3 more comics doing 6 minutes. One guy does 10. I do like 3 to 5 minutes in between each guy.
Craziest thing happened at one point, Manny, during Pat's middle set. They stopped the music because he was over his time, and he was like, "Fuck it, I don't need a beat. I'll do it a cappella."
Oh, nice.
Pop a dog, fuck a block.
No, nobody went over because all the rappers were white. So anyway, and then after the guy did 10 minutes, I was turned to them going, "Hey, do you want to just get to the music now?" And they're like, No. People are loving it. Can you just do more? I said, well, okay, but you guys said you were paying me. Let's just make sure you are, because you're asking me to do a lot of time. But like, they're like, no, we'll definitely take care of you, whatever. So I do like 20 minutes at the end. The comedy's fine. But what happens is, a couple of the younger comics go up and they haven't done comedy in a while. And also this is a weird situation, man. Have you been on fundraiser shows or things like that where it's not a regular comedy show?
You know what's crazy is I literally just did a show like what you're talking about, where there was like 5 dudes who it was their first time doing stand-up. And I hosted it and I was doing like, like time in between and stuff too. And it's really funny hearing you say this, because it's like, oh yeah, I literally just did this.
Now, was that show you did just a regular comedy show, or was it for something?
It was a fundraiser for like the recovering like Narcotics Anonymous veterans too, or something like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Because then I can ask you this question.
Hey, Did your country lie to you about the promises of joining the military, and now you're stuck on narcotics? Best we can do for you is Manny and 5 guys who've done comedy once. Good luck.
Here's the guy who had that body you were trying to get while doing heroin.
Well, it was funny too because the 5 dudes who was their first time doing stand-up, they all looked like different versions of Brendan Schaub. And like it's to the point where like 2 of the guys actually had Brendan Schaub shirts on, like they had just seen him do stand up, and I was like, oh, you guys are big Brendan Schaub fans, huh? And they're like, oh, we fucking love him. I was like, oh, nice. I was like, this show's gonna go fucking
This is gonna
awesome.
be fantastic.
Yeah, so whose jokes do you guys do? Anyway, can't wait to hear a lot of Nick Swartz and stuff. So no, but as a host, were you worried at all that some of them, because they were going to be not knowing what they were doing, were going to try to make jokes about said event? Like they were going to make, at least I'm not a drug addict, at least I'm not this or whatever.
Yeah,
that creep in your head.
Yeah, and the thing is they did do those jokes because they were all like Narcotics Anonymous, like vets guys too or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So all their sets were just like, oh yeah, I fucking like the one dude talked about dying and then being revived by getting jerked off or whatever. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yes, that is crazy. Yeah. Now, but they were all.
How did that feel? Hang on a second, Pat. Let's dig into that a little bit. How did that feel? Do you think dying and then being brought back to life by being jerked off? Do you think it was the same as being like autoerotic asphyxiation?
I think he said he enjoyed it, but then one of the other comics, because they had 3 actual comics. It was me, it was Mike. Mike was on it. He actually headlined it, and then it was another comic, Eddie, from the area. And one of the comic, Eddie, he was like, "Dude, you know you got sexually harassed, like you got like sexually assaulted, and it brought you back to life." And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I guess I never really thought of it like that."
And then you went up on stage and were like, I'm the guy who jerked him off.
Yeah.
You want to know what it feels like, Bobby, to be woken up by jerking off? Try being 47 and masturbating, okay? It's like,
that's the only way I can wake up, actually.
No, it's the only way I can go to sleep, to be honest with you. Like, I wish I wasn't lying. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, okay, so at least those new comics were narcotic people. They actually could make the joke because they had been there.
Yeah.
None of the comics on my show had been dead rappers before. So probably shouldn't have told the joke, but one of them, the second one going up, was struggling right away. His first joke was, oh, there's a stain on my shirt. I hope it's not jizz, and then hope that was going to go well. And it was just like, we also hope it's not jizz. Like, the crowd didn't know what was going on. And they didn't warmed up.
Like we weren't even thinking it was jizz until you brought it up.
We couldn't even see the stain. There's a lot of light. This is set up for music. The lights are great. Like, you couldn't even see. You have to like look and go, is that jizz? It's like, he does like 2 jokes. They're kind of not listening. I was doing well. I'm not saying that he couldn't follow me, but there is a difference between like a guy doing well and then like somebody knows what they're doing and then someone else just trying to like stammer and struggle. But he hadn't done comedy in a while. But right away, at one point, he just stops and goes, oh man, this is tough. I kind of wish I was the Red Baron right now, which is the dead rapper. Okay. Wow. Sitting front row is his mother and his family. Yeah, right there. It not like he didn't know. It had been established. I even said to a woman sitting, I saw her sitting there, but she didn't look like she fit there, an older lady. And I said, what brings you here? And she goes, Red Baron's my son. I said, he was an awesome dude, whatever. And he loved my comedy and I'm happy I could be here for him. And I moved on and I go, well, now shut your mouth, bitch. Because they all laughed. Like I made it into a joke, whatever.
Yeah.
But made sure everyone knew that was his mom. Like literally, They all understood. In case the comics didn't know, there you go. Like Ski Mask was the first guy on the show, and he was like, I'm not going there. And that guy goes everywhere. And he didn't even go near that. He just did his own thing. He was being respectful.
Ski Mask?
He's the guy who has a podcast too. He was on the show because Red Baron was on his podcast. Like he reached out to people, whatever. But so the second guy, this guy Nick, local Connecticut guy who hadn't done comedy like in 2 years, like I said, says that joke where he wishes he was the Baron. Everyone kind of gets quiet. The guy who's running the show, the DJ for him, the DJ for the dead rapper, he was on our show too. DJ Lack of Sleep, LOS. He says, he looks at me and goes, should you get him off stage? I go, I'll make sure no one remembers about it. I'll handle it when it's over. let him finish his time. He's doing whatever. I'm sure he'll do something.
He should have done a record scratch as soon as he made the joke. He's like, what?
I think if he was close enough, he definitely would have done crickets or something. But like, so before we can even like figure anything out, he follows it with, "Oh no, I wouldn't die like that. I would kill myself. I would commit suicide."
Oh my god, dude!
See a lady in the back go, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Oh, we know what happened in her life."
Yeah.
Here we go from one thing to the other. Like, in case you weren't all sad, hey, remember suicide?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Comes off. I do like 5 or 6 minutes on like buffets or anything, just to grind off whatever. I just grabbed the mic and I said, "Well, that happened." And then everybody laughed at that. And I stared. I go, "Maybe we'll have a show for him next year." And then that's all I said. And it went away. And he actually disappeared. He was going to be on the podcast. I actually told you about it. I reached out to him, but he was like, "I'm not ignoring you. I just couldn't do it." We thought he died because like we didn't even see him. Like all the rappers killed him.
You thought he actually killed himself?
No, I thought the rappers might have fucking beat the shit out of him because they're all like, "That's their boy," and he did his thing.
Yeah.
So the whole thing ended.
You forgot they were white rappers.
There was 2 that were not.
I was just making a joke because the whole time you're like, it was white rappers. We were worried they might have killed him.
But there was 2 of them that could definitely murder kill. One is this giant dude, and I'm like, I don't know if he's just a prisoner who escaped jail, and this is a good place to hide. I never saw him rap. I think he was just the cook there, but still. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it this young comic for going up, being nervous, and saying something dumb? That's what young comics do. He's put in a situation on a weird show, trying to say something. He's saying something crazy because you're trying to reach for things to say whatever, and he's not talented enough to handle a situation. Is it the person that booked the show just saying yes to anybody when you're trying to? Yes, it wasn't a comedy show. It's supposed to be a celebration of a guy. But either tell us beforehand, hey, what I even said, is there anything we can't talk about? Obviously, besides that, is there anyone here? I always ask that. It's a fundraiser. Is the mother dying of cancer? Is there a disease that? Because if I just stupidly say something, just in jest, like if I part of a joke I tell, I'm gonna tell the joke because I have faith in my joke, so I know that it's gonna go well. But if I just say a random, like some bald guy's there, I'm like, "How's chemo?" Then I find out he has chemo. It's not fun for the fundraiser. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fun for a comedy show at a comedy club because like I'm like, dude, I'm a prophet. How did I know? But it's like, so like, or is it the guy for not telling us what to do, or even hiring a guy that's not good enough to do 5 or 6 minutes? Now I know it's not a hire, but they all got their couple bucks. Is it the people for getting quiet but not doing more than that? Like, I don't know how I would have reacted. I'm a comedy fan because I'm a comic, so I kind of go, whatever. Anyone should be allowed to tell any joke. But I also, if that was, I have 2 children who I love, and I don't want to be alive when they die. Like, that is not something I want in life. But my God, if I was sitting there and they did die and there was a show for them and someone did a joke about them being dead, I'm pretty sure I'd still be hitting them. You know what I mean? Like, so like, I don't, who's that there? Is it me for not going up and berating him and trying to be the hero, or for just handling it the way I did? Who's the piece of shit in this story? Manny, give me your advice.
I mean, you're definitely not. Like, it's not you. Like,
but I just had to add me to have it forced down.
Well, you did it, so I would say, well, no, you're not the piece of shit. Come on. I think it goes down to the dude that booked the show, because like you're booking, you like you said, it's just like anybody for the show. I mean, like these dudes, they haven't done stand up in a while, so you should know, like, oh, well, maybe these guys shouldn't be the ones I book for the fucking, memorial show for this rapper. You know what I mean?
Right, but to defend him, not defend, but just say the point. If someone told me to book 6 rappers, I'd probably just get the guys who were my friends on Facebook, and I wouldn't know if they were good. So if you don't know the underworld thing, he was just booking the people that he had met on their podcast. So the Red Baron,
he should have told them, like, hey, you guys can do whatever you want, just don't make jokes about the fucking dude that died. You know what I mean?
There's 2 or 3 very funny comics in Connecticut that were friends with the Red Baron, but the DJ didn't know that. And I was shocked they weren't asked or on this show, because there could have been a decent show. Now, there wasn't really a budget, and I was kind of the asshole. I was like, well, I will take all the budget, please. Because like, I'm still doing it. I only met him twice. I don't know his real name. I actually do, but still. But it's like, but no, I get that. But like, also, I had to think in my head, I'm like, he probably just wanted a couple comedians because they had like 10 rappers, and he's just like something up front to get people to listen and buy drinks at the venue, whatever, and all that kind of stuff too. But like he probably just didn't know. And to me, a young comic should have said, hey man, I don't know if I'm the fit for that. Now I know comics don't turn shit down, but in that situation, he probably should have been like, nah, man, I'll come and support, but you should book so-and-so or something else. You know what I mean? Like, he's only going off what he knows because the guy was funny on his podcast.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I think the real piece of shit is the Red Baron for dying.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? You were young and you were decent.
Yeah, why do you need to die, dude? Like, fuck you, bro. Like, jeez.
And he actually was good. Like, there's actually one of the it was a collaboration with like a cipher they have that I actually still have my running list. It was like actually the guy was pretty fucking talented. Yes, I was shocked because when I first met him, I'm like, oh, this is gonna stink. But then he messaged me and goes, hey man, I went and checked out your comedy albums. I was shocked how good you are. I'm like, that's not fair. He checked me out. I should at least do the same thing. I'm like, you know what? You're not bad either. Like two white balls.
You send him the same message.
Two white guys with red beards actually good at shit. Nice. It's like, Bobby,
you got to know your audience, right? So, like, this is a memorial for a rapper who died. If the audience is full of rappers, if you're going to do a joke about it, you got to do a good, like, come out and be like, everybody who's ever OD'd, put your motherfucking hands up and vibe with me. Now, look, while this man stands tough, notice he's never done fentanyl dust. Like, you can make it work. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Just know your audience, maybe weird out a little bit.
Like, I'm dying up here. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he did and then went into the thing. So it's like, but it was like, I get what you're saying, Bobby, but like to even think that way.
I just wanted to make my Eminem joke.
No, and I appreciate it. What I'm saying is you're coming from a place of a person, so is Manny, that has performed in front of an audience. Literally, the two of these guys are open mic guys. And literally just know if you yell out cock enough, the other comics will laugh. So they probably don't even understand why they can't just say that. Because two of them actually have been in front of audiences and two of them haven't really done shows. But only one of them made this decision. But that was a decision of somebody who was drowning. And instead of trying to swim, literally just started to go down lower in the water going, maybe there's an opening down there.
And that's why I think the piece of shit in the story is the Red Baron's mother.
For being there?
For either being there or like this is the kid. These are the artist your son enjoyed. This would have been.
She didn't say anything
in line with his sense of humor. No. Oh,
did anyone like pull the dude aside? Be like, did you pull the dude aside afterwards and be like, damn dude, what the fuck was that?
Nobody did anything because they were all being so respectful of the fact that he donated his time. They actually did clap for him a little when he got off stage. Like these guys were so respectful that that's why it became more insulting to me. Because they weren't assholes. Nobody was. The mother came up to me after the show and just gave me she goes, do you mind? Can I give you a hug? I want to thank you. You were awesome. And I'm like, of course. And I went, oh, that's too much. And then she kind of laughed at that. And I was like, easy. It's like, and then, but she was like, you were so good. And and it was so funny. Thank you for doing that. And I was like, no problem. And I go, did you enjoy the show? All she said was most of it. But that was it.
Except for that one guy.
She wasn't rude, whatever. She still thanked him though.
Oh wow!
He still went over and said thank you for performing on the show for my son.
What a sweetheart!
Interesting.
Yeah, they all were like, and she looked like Large Marge, and it was like,
but like piece of shit in the
Yeah,
story.
too bad you're a fucking asshole. Too bad you're a terrible lady. No, but we got to do it for comedy. We can't end it on a high note.
No, we cannot.
I think the piece of shit in the story is me.
No.
No, and here's why. I've been doing this for a while. When I saw that he was on the show, I was shocked. When I saw him there, and he was just like, when I hosted and started the show and did 15 minutes and came off, and then a crowd that was kind of like, it was a bar setting. So it's a place where they have music a lot. So there's a stage, and it was set up for music, whatever. But then there was a lot of tables set up because they knew there'd be comedy, but they were getting ready to pull the tables out. So when the rap happened, people could dance, do whatever. So everybody was kind of like, the comics and the rappers were standing by the bar in the back area. Some people were all drifting off. Not many people besides the family were sitting up front. After about 3 or 4 minutes of me performing and doing well and getting some energy in the room, I had gotten everyone to come forward. So now we have like 30 something people all sitting up front, all paying attention. When I walked up, off to the bar to get a glass of water. This comic comes up to me and goes, well, I've never seen anything like that. That was amazing that you did that. And that should have been the trigger in my head. Like, he shouldn't go on stage. The fact that he doesn't even understand that, that's something that you learn how to do a year or two in, to make a room, especially all of us that have had we're happy when we get to do clubs and get to do shows that have a separate room, but we all come up in bar areas where you have to fucking tell that room you're the alpha and I'm worth listening to without attacking them or saying something fucked up, to make sure they understand if I don't shut up, I'm going to miss something. The fact that he showed me that, I should have been like, dude, are you ready for this? Or, hey, what do you plan on saying? Or I should have said something. I know it wasn't my job to do it, but I should have seen the fear in his eyes and smelt the blood in the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so but it's not your fault to like, I still don't think it's your fault. Like, I don't think you're the piece of shit here, because it's like, you don't think that though, you know what I mean? Like,
I constantly think that. If you've ever been on a show with me, fault. I take over every show I've ever been on, even when clubs are like, please stop taking this over. Yeah. Running away, Bobby died.
Just fell.
Nobody Bobby makes fun of me at my benefit.
If you died, that'd be awesome.
I don't I get why you would blame yourself for that, but I don't think it's like entirely your fault. Like,
you're not the piece of shit. It's clearly his mom.
Stop it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to deflect away from the mom hate.
No, we want to hate his mom.
No, love his mom.
You're the
Mrs. the Baron. Baron probably a good name for a mom that doesn't have a kid anymore. Anyway,
oh, wow. She can't have kids anymore. She's barren.
Bobby, I can't help myself.
Yeah, dude. That was 10 times worse than whatever I said.
It's a gift. I can't help it that I have this
gift. It's a gift and a curse.
It's a curse.
It's not a curse. So, Bobby, go ahead. Do one more story. We'll get the fuck out of here.
So, I don't know if you guys know this, but I got to see the Red Band trailer for John Wick 4. And
whoa.
I don't know if it's going to go well. I think they touch on.
What do you mean you got to see it? Can you go back to that?
He's going to be lying, Manny.
I'm part of a select group that got to test the trailer because it touches.
This is always lies, Manny.
Sensitive issues. And basically how the movie starts is it just plays like the first 5 minutes of the movie. And it's John Wick, and he's been demoted to school resource officer. And he's sitting out in front of a school, and he hears shots, but he refuses to go in. And then a stray bullet hits his dog and kills his dog. And then, like, he takes the two guns, like, chugs his coffee real quick, takes off the officer uniform and has, like, the black jacket on and goes in the school. And that's how the Red Band trailer ends.
Do the other police try and stop him from going in?
They're actually busy handcuffing a parent who was trying to save their kids.
Okay. I kind of like how this movie is starting, to be honest.
Right. It seems like it's going to be good, but then it's really just a lot of scenes of him shooting what looks to be autistic kids who have taken too much Adderall.
And he's just like, fuck, every time.
Damn.
Like, God damn it, it's not him.
It's my fucking dog.
Jesus.
Who's the piece of shit? What are we doing?
Yeah, was that what we're doing? Are we still doing piece of shit here?
I thought it was a piece of shit thing. What?
Yeah, who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it me for not trusting the John Wick franchise to handle the delicate subject that is school shootings? Is it the John Wick franchise for too soon? Or is it Pat for knowing way too early on that this was an obvious lie and there was no truth behind it whatsoever?
The second you ever say that you were privy to anything, I know it's a lie.
Yeah, the fact that you said you got to watch the Red Band. Anyone gets to watch a Red Band trailer, dude. Like,
you got really.
You gotta change your verbiage.
Yeah.
Unless it starts with Anthony Cumia showed me a secret meeting for the Klan. I know you're not going to be privy to anything.
Listen, we didn't do anything. We're not associated with any groups who have been charged by the judicial system recently. We didn't do any seditious activities.
Nice disclaimer, dude.
It's cool they let Gavin take his hood off when he's on that show. I'm kidding. I like how that's Bobby silent. Bobby's like, let's get back to saying some dead guy's mom is terrible. Mom doesn't pay me sometimes.
Retards?
Yeah, let's get back into retard stuff. Because retards also don't pay me sometimes.
Well, depends on who you ask, you know.
Bobby, do we have an update? Have they found the Haitians yet?
Oh, breaking news. They found 3 out of the 6. They're sequestering the 3 and asking them where the other 3 went, and they just won't tell them.
Not behind you.
They keep saying up your butt and around the corner.
That's where lemonade's made.
They have not been found yet.
Were you really looking?
I would have loved that they actually did find them while we were recording. It would have been a nice little bow.
Bobby, do you think we can get at least one of them on?
I mean, yes. I don't think
Yeah, I think so.
I think we can get all 6 of them, yeah.
That's a big Zoom meeting.
They're all just using one camera.
And it's just all their backgrounds are just Pamela Anderson's tits from like 1998. Like, those are the best.
You help us escape now?
I would like that Silence of the Lambs where it's just a retarded person in a well.
He's like,
put some lotion on the skin. I just put it on my penis.
Hi, Clarice.
Hi, fuck me.
Hello, Clarice.
Can you tuck it for me?
God damn it, stop that. That's not what the lotion's for.
Oh, I like your retard voice, Bobby. It's
British.
It's like an Englishman.
It is an island, Manny. They are all inbred. Limited genetic pool.
By the way, there is no greater compliment ever given than, hey, I like your retard voice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thanks, man.
You give him
Cheerio.
some distinguishment. What a distinguished, fine young gentleman you have.
Bravo, bravo.
Good idea, Grumpet.
That's actually a good bit where you're talking like, oh yeah, so this retarded guy came in and he was like, oi, bruv, what you doing here?
Can I have some of me cider?
You're like, wait a minute, that's not retarded, that's English. Like, no, it's Cockney. So, Bobby, you don't have a real story?
That's what I had for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thought we could get a little bit out of that.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we did it.
Oh, we definitely did it, buddy. This was a great episode.
It was fun.
Manny, it's been too long since we had you on, and every time you just leave me wanting more. Tell the people where they can find you.
Before he tells them for all you people out there, we'll put timestamps on the bottom in case you want to ignore that terrible wrestling stuff. But the rest,
terrible.
I'm making a joke, Manny. Everything else was retards, dead children, and whatever the fuck Bobby just did. That would be the thing you'd watch
that was
the most.
Both. I combined the two. We had a twist ice cream.
Well, if you want to hear more of the beginning of this episode, I have a wrestling podcast you can listen to. It's called Falls Count Anywhere. Bobby was on it. Pat, we still have to get you on sometime.
Definitely.
I just hate doing Zoom. I don't know. I'm so.
I do enjoy in person more, but this has just become a necessity. So
yeah, I know, and it's easier to just do this. But yeah. So Falls Count Anywhere. Follow us on Instagram at FCA Pod. Follow me on Instagram at eManny. That's EM4NNY. That's when I post like all my shows and like all the stuff that like I'm doing like comedy wise. And then
and skateboard fucking things in your stories, which I appreciate.
Oh yeah, I would post like skateboard shit. And I have another podcast, A Boy in His Fridge. I do it with former guests on POS. I almost called it Paul's Count Anywhere. Former guest of POS, Mike O'Donnell. Me and him have a podcast called A Boy in His Fridge. Follow us on Instagram at A Boy in His Fridge.
That one's like the end of this podcast.
Yeah,
the one's like the beginning.
Yeah. So we covered both of my avenues here. I'm glad.
By the way, Bobby, I want to do a new podcast. It's kind of like a Black Lives Matter thing, but it's about people named Paul, and it's called Paul's Count Anywhere. And we just talk to a different Paul about how their life matters. It's like, that's it.
I'm on board.
People are like, why am I on this show? It's like, well, Chris Paul, the reason why.
But yeah, so that's all I have. Yeah, just follow me on Instagram.
Bobby?
I gave him a plug earlier, but check out the David Mack Sports program. June 24th and 25th, I'll be at the Mohegan Sun Poconos hosting those shows.
Nice.
I don't know who the feature headliner is, but if you come out, we'll have a good time.
Is that a Wisecrackers?
It is a Wisecrackers, yeah. It's a fun
I'm
one.
trying to get in at Wisecrackers, and I fucking can't.
Oh, I just
I'm
got a
sorry.
guest spot and got lucky. So if you know a headliner,
Nice.
see if you can do a guest spot, and that's how I got
Okay.
in. You're
Well,
much
if
better
any
at hosting
comics
than
I
am.
know who are watching this had no anybody at Wisecrackers, hit me up so I can get them in. How about that?
I don't know what that means, but
No, because I know some guys who work here. I'm just kind of, they know they watch
nice,
this, so I'm kind
nice.
of like being serious. So.
Hey. Oh, sorry. I love Wisecrackers. I would love to.
No, I haven't worked it, but I know guys who work that club. So therefore, if they know how to get in, they can hit me up so I can tell them how to get you guys in.
Oh, yeah.
And buy Silk City hot sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you're
Oh, yeah.
even if your kids didn't die.
Yeah, I know. Last episode we
Still
told
enjoy
you it was the
Silk
best way to
City
get
hot
over a
sauce.
school shooting.
Yep. So if any tragedy happens to you, if kids get shot, you lose your children, you get crippled,
You're
maybe
in charge of 6 Special Olympic athletes, and then all of a
and
sudden
you
they're
lost
missing.
them. You had a bad day. You know, it's,
The
it's like that
retards got
song.
lost.
We made that
That's
commercial.
actually what that song
comes
is
on.
about. Did
Yeah,
you
when
know
I
that?
wanted that commercial. We play that song in the background, Bobby, as someone loses 6 retarded kids. And then they just hand them like Mentos used to, but they hand them Silk City hot sauce, the dragon one.
Oh,
And
that's
like,
perfect.
they smile. The fresh maker. Like, what? Doesn't make sense. Like, if you've lost your retards, you think they're downs, you're gonna be down too. Well, here's some hot sauce to make you turn that retarded frown upside down. Use the promo code POS. Never mind. I was gonna say something super fucked up. I don't. Bobby, what do you think POS should stand for?
The Pat Oates Show. I got nothing on that one, buddy. I'm not touching it.
Cool.
I'm laughing too hard at the thoughts I'm having. Obviously, they're always going to be Olympian. The P was going to be something even worse. But okay, so use that and save 15%. Retards don't know what that means, but if you're regular style, you'll know how to save 15%. So you definitely go ahead and do that and help out Jeff, who's a wonderful guy, and his product is amazing. And for us, thank you for subscribing like you always do to the YouTube or the Patreon. We like you better if you're on the Patreon, but whatever. I think both episodes will end up by default. They'll both go on YouTube this week because if we're gonna put this one out, we might as well just put the other one out later on. But this one will go out right away. We appreciate that. Oh, June 11th, I've got my show in Derby, Connecticut. Tickets
Johnny
are
Benson.
flying. Johnny Rizzo,
my bad. Dude.
Johnny
Oh,
Benson.
nice. I know him.
Before Johnny Rizzo talked to Earl David Reed. He knows Johnny Rizzo really well. Those two guys
I
have
know
been doing
Johnny
comedy.
Rizzo.
Rizzo's awesome. He's a Connecticut legend.
Yeah.
He's all better and more than just that. I wanted to have him on the show, so him and I are doing a 2-man show near my house on Saturday. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Tickets are flying. So just find me on social media, and you can find links for the tickets there. Besides that, Bobby, Manny, first of all, thank you so much for being on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
If you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a piece of shit.